Pull up, grab the fuel nozzle, and get ready to fuel up on trends and strategies to grow your travel center business in this episode of The Truck Stops Here, brought to you by NATSO. Now, here's your host, Amy Toner.
Hello, and welcome to today's episode of The Truck Stops Here. I'm your host, Amy Toner. I'm NATSO's Vice President, Publishing and Digital Content. You are listening to The Truck Stops Here, NATSO's podcast. NATSO is the National Trade Association for Truck Stops and Travel Centers, and our mission is to advance the success of truck stops and travel centers, and this podcast is just one of the many ways that we do that. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing the team behind Refresh Travel Plazas in California. Hey, guys.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Hi, Arjun.
Hi, Amy. Am I coming through still?
You are. You're there. We got you. All right. So let's talk about the vision behind the new locations, Refresh Travel Plazas.
Yes, absolutely. So my dad has been in this industry for 30 plus years. And so he's definitely had this vision for a very, very long time. So he's all about customer service and all about the experience. So it's been a dream of his for a very long time to open up travel centers and truck stops all throughout California and ideally in other states as well. So that's where the vision comes from.
Awesome. Okay. So I know this is a big partnership. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yes, of course. So Refresh Travel Plaza the partnership is with my dad, Ravinder, Grewal, and Mr. Sachin, Malik. And so together, they have over 5 decades of combined business experience as owners and operators in the retail, food service, and hospitality sectors. So they were introduced by mutual friends, and that's where the partnership began. So, yeah.
That's awesome. You know, something I love about truck stop owners is they always have so much experience in so many different industries. And, you know, it always amazes me. Okay, Arjun, let's talk about the food. I know it's a big part of the program, especially the Indian food offerings and the whole list. It's really long. Can you tell us about it?
We're, doing like a pretty large food court here, and it's going to feature a bunch of well-known established brands like KFC, Pizza Hut. And we're also excited about launching a new Indian quick service restaurant that, Mr. Grewal has developed himself. And it's called Indian Curry Nonstop. And it really, you'll get like familiar things that you get other Indian places like chicken tikka masala and stuff. But we're also including like more breakfast items on the menu, for example, and things that would be more familiar to people who come from India. And as you might know, there is quite a large number of Indian people who are truck drivers in that area. And truck drivers are a significant part of our market.
In Madera, right? That's where the first location is? Awesome. Okay. So there's a sort of like a food court and there's 3 offerings. Is that right?
Oh, no. There are about 8 to 10 offerings. I can...
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I think we need to hear about it all. What else is there?
Okay. Let me just pull up that list then.
Yeah, I can go ahead. So we have Pizza Hut. We have KFC, like Arjun mentioned. We also have Fat Burger, Yogurtland, Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf. We have Cinnabon, like Arjun mentioned, Curry Nonstop, and Jamba Juice as well.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like we need the whole thing. It seems like a big part of your offering, and I know that food is so important to truck stop customers. Okay, then I wanted to talk a bit about some of the driver amenities that you have. I know you have a lounge. Could you tell us, Arjun, what drivers can expect at a Refresh Travel Plaza?
So they can expect, in addition to like the food offerings that we talked about already, they can expect like a lounge where they can, sit and, just relax for a few hours before getting back on the road. They can expect, we'll have like specific supplies offered for truckers as well that, like hats and safety jackets and such. And then we also have quite a large parking lot for truckers if they want to, stay for a little bit longer and just relax. And so, yeah.
Okay. Sounds amazing. All right. Can you tell us about the plans for the future?
Right. So, yeah, as I'm sure you know, the trucking industry and the travel industry in general is changing quite a bit and, pretty quickly. So we are focusing quite a bit on electric vehicles. And, initially we'll have Tesla chargers at the facilities, and then eventually, we're also hoping to include like different standards, like Chadma's chargers, and I forget what the other standard is called, and then also eventually moving into truck chargers once there's, we know like what standards there will be for those as well.
Amy, if I can add, we also will have laundry and showers for the truck drivers, because we want our truck stops and travel plazas to basically be kind of like a second home. They're able to enjoy the lounge, relax. We have so many different types of food that they can honestly take their pick, whether it's pizza or burgers, or if they want dessert with Cinnabon. And, if shower and laundry before getting back on the road. So we really want everyone to just be able to come and relax and get a great experience while being there.
And you're planning on building a bunch of truck stops in California this year. Is that right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we have an article on our website that I'll be sure to link to the podcast when we put it out that has the list of all the locations.
Okay, great.
Sounds exciting. I'll have to come out once you get a few more open and we can do an article for the magazine.
Yes, please do. We'd love to have you.
Okay, before we go, I always like to surprise our guests with a few fun questions that I'm going to ask you guys. Are you up for it? Okay, yes. They're easy. Okay. All right. So what is your go-to on the road snack?
Oh, that's easy for me. I love to grab a coffee. I definitely need it for those long trips. And then I'm a burger girl, so I love to go stop at Fat Burger and get a burger and some fries.
How about you, Arjun?
I'm a bit partial to sunflower seeds. They're, and on the road is the only time I ever eat them.
That's so funny. The last that we just did another interview and he said sunflower seeds too. Huh. Okay. All right. Do you guys prefer to ride or drive?
Drive.
Two drivers. Okay. So I was going to ask, how do you take your truck stop coffee? No.
I actually don't drink that much coffee, so tea.
Okay.
I will either go for just an iced latte or I'll get a cold brew.
So usually I ask how you would pass the time in a snowstorm in a truck stop, but I guess in California you don't have to worry about that, huh?
No, I've never been stuck in a snowstorm, but in Los Angeles, I do get stuck in a lot of traffic. So I do tend to listen to a lot of podcasts.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. And then the last one is a controversial question. Is it a truck stop, travel center, or travel plaza? I think I know what you guys would say.
Well,
saying Travel Plaza?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining the podcast today. And thanks for our listeners for listening. You can find us online at www.natso.com/podcast. And if you have any questions that we'd like for people to interview on the podcast, I hope you'll reach out to me at editor@natso.com. All right. Thanks, guys.
The Truck Stops Here was brought to you by NATSO, the association representing truck stops and travel centers. Visit natso.com for more information. The Truck Stops Here is produced by NATSO in collaboration with Human Factor. Producers are Amy Toner and Darren Schulte.